what is up, guys? How are we doing? Episode 1, here we are. I don't think I'd actually ever really be here. Kind of nervous. Nothing to be nervous about. I got you guys. How are we, guys? It is hopefully where you are, beautiful day. Currently 13 degrees in the lovely blue state. Not really blue state. I mean, there's a lot of water, but the lovely state of Michigan. I am your host, Michigan PG. Now you're like, what the hell did I just click on? Well, we didn't have eyes. You could sports podcast, silly. Well, what do you talk about on this sports podcast? Well, it's a good-looking question. What we will be talking about on this podcast? Everything close to go around the MLB, including my 4 major sports teams, the Red Wings, the Tigers, the Pistons, and of course the best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. We will not just be breaking local down sports, be breaking down sports going around not worldwide, nationwide, all sorts of stuff, and of course some wrestling, some World of Wrestling Entertainment, some WWE that we throw in there as well. Kind of nervous. This is the first time I've ever been doing something like this. It's the first time. Probably going to be, I wouldn't say bugs, but a little bit of screw-ups. I don't really know what I'm doing yet so far, but I hope you guys stick along for the ride, because hopefully you guys like to a little bit know about myself. 22 years old, 23 in 5 days. Huge sports guy, baseball guy, all sorts of boring crap like that. Leave for Army basic training in about 2.5 weeks on the 30th. So when I come back, I will, hopefully if you guys enjoy it, I'll probably have about 3-4 episodes once every Friday. Just breaking down what's going on for this week. But let's get what I've wanted to start getting into. Juan SOTO, former New York Yankee, now New York Met. SOTO had 4 finalists, including the Red Sox, Yankees, Mets, and Blue Jays. He ended up signing with the Mets, 15 years, $765 million, the largest contract in sports history. 15 years, that's record-breaking. Crazy. I just thought how much of that money means to someone like me, but I'll never see that much cash in my life. Anyways, from what I've been looking at, SOTO's contract has an opt-out after 5 years. Is he going to stay there the whole 15? Probably not. Mets have the ability to avoid SOTO's opt-out clause after the 2029 season. If they boost their annual value of the final 10 years of his deal from $51 million to $55 million. It's kind of weird. He wanted I was reading his contract, and he gets a like a $5 million suite at Met, or not, where do the Mets play again? MetLife. Citi Field. I'm sorry. I'm guys. It's 10:30. I'm still tired. I haven't had breakfast or my monster, but yeah, SOTO's gonna make a huge impact for the Mets. Go looking up and down that roster. They still haven't re-signed Pete Alonso. Not really sure what's going on with that. I thought they would be on that right away, but they're not. Maybe they just let him walk It's not really the biggest deal in the world. They do or not. But Juan Soto, what he brings to that team. Last year had a career year with the Yankees. 41 home runs, 109 RBIs, 288 batting average, 569 slugging, 988 OPS. Leads third in MVP voting behind Bobby Witt Jr. and his now former teammate Aaron Judge. Don't want to get in the Judge conversation. Think he's a fraud, but who cares what I think? I'm just a stupid guy that talks about sports. You go up and down that Mets lineup with Lindor and Vientos. Mets got, and plus hopefully Mets still need some more pitching. They're unlikely to sign Corbin Burns. He's probably gonna end up in San Francisco. They can overpay like they did for Willie Adames. Not really my fault. My team doesn't even want to spend money. Oh wait, we spent $15 million on Alex Cobb. Yeah, I don't want to get into that because then I'm gonna start. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna get a little bit angry. But yeah, Juan Soto, huge deal. Should make the Mets contenders for years to come. 15 years, $765 million. Average AAV is about a little bit to 50 mil a year. It's gonna. Mets already coming off their NLCS championship appearance just makes this team even better. Depending on if Pete Alonso comes back or not, they'll still be a dominant team. Soto's just makes that team even better, even if Pete Alonso is there or not. But yeah, I honestly thought he was going to go to Toronto. Didn't really want go to a big city, stuff like that. But let's get into some other things with the best remaining free agents. Of course, as I was talking about, Corbin Burns. He's probably going to end up signing with the Giants. Had a chance with the Red Sox. Don't think anymore. Red Sox just traded for Crochet. Not really sure what's going on in Boston. They don't want to pay pitchers long term. Not really sure why you traded for Crochet then. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Another team I could see him going to is the Blue Jays. Depending on the situation, whatever happens with Vlad Jr., don't know. This, believe is the last year of his contract, and they still haven't given him up, or not given him up, but they still haven't offered anything up to him yet, and they still have Bo Bichette coming off a struggling season. Also, a little sick guy, so pardon me if I do that a little bit. Corbin Burns, second best pitcher in the American League last year, behind yours truly, Tarek Skubal of my Detroit Tigers. There's Alex Bregman. Oh boy. Let's get into Alex Bregman, shall we? Looking at the free win a meeting articles saying he's going to re-sign with the Astros. Don't believe that. Astros have about like a $240 million payroll. They don't have the money to keep him. That's why they're trying to trade Kyle Tucker and Framber Valdez. Other teams like him, of course, were the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Tigers, of course. The Astros don't have the money to re-sign him. He's 30 now. A little bit fallen off, not in his prime anymore, but he's still a very good player. Alex had 26 home runs last year, 75 RBIs, 768 OPS. Not terrible. Well, that's above league average, but the 26 home runs. Yeah, started the season pretty poorly, then got on fire. You know what you're getting with Alex Bregman, Gold Glove third baseman, one of the best third basemen in the game still. Alex Bregman, he's asking for around 200 million. That's what his team is, or that's what his yeah, his team, Alex Bregman's team is asking for. Let's see if my team can have the balls to do it. The Red Sox don't really want to do it. Don't really see the Yankees doing it. They're about to go all in for Kyle Tucker, and they're probably gonna sign Yuli or not Yuli Gurriel. I'm thinking of another Astro. Christian Walker. That's probably the name that they're probably gonna go after. If Chris Illich would get his head out of his ass and sign Bregman, doesn't have to be $2 million. It can be 6 at 180. Bregman can come in to make an instant impact on the team. See what happens at first. I think it's time to move on from Torkelson. You bring in Goldschmidt for about a year or two. And your infield looks like Goldschmidt at first, Keith at second. You stick with Baez has to go. I'm not even going to get into that. I'd be ranting for an whole hour. You keep Sweeney at second, or no, second. Guys, it's still in the morning. I'm still tired. Sorry. You keep Trey Sweeney at short. Bregman at third. Riley Green in left. Parker in center. Kerry Carpenter in right field. Jake Rogers behind the plate. At DH, then you just kind of throw them around. If it's Matt Vierling or Zach Kinstry or all those type of names. They're still rumored with I heard from Evan Petzold from the Detroit Free Press yesterday. Linked with Kirby Yates now. Would love that signing. They've also been linked to Ha-Sung Kim. I like him as a ball player, but I'm gonna lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, he's if you sign him, he's gonna be gone for the first 2-3 months. He's hurt. Has a really good glove. Knows how to put the ball, bat to ball. Doesn't have really any power at all, really. So him playing Comerica Park is kind of iffy. I mean, Comerica, not, of course we know, not a very home run friendly ballpark, but yeah. So one of the other free agents left is Pete Alonso. Like another team I could see him going to is the Yankees. The Yankees can spend all the money they want. It just came off the World Series, or so Juan Soto being an important part of that team, being in the World Series, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I haven't really heard Pete Alonso's name mentioned with anybody besides the Yankees. I mean, it makes sense for him to go from the Mets to the Yankees. The polar bear would be hated instantly, but yeah, I think that's funny. No other free agents are remaining. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Well, I got a ESPN notification. Oh, Evan Ingram's out for the rest of the year. That's helpful for me because Cooper Kupp dropped a fat donut in my fantasy playoffs. I don't want to get into that either. I don't know. It's whatever. I went on put 180 on the last game of the season. Yeah. Another name, Anthony Santander. Hasn't signed anywhere yet. Most likely, or he's not. I don't see him re-signing with Baltimore. They just signed Tyler O'Neill. The team I'm seeing him linked, looking on the MLB website, is the Nationals. The Nationals have a bunch of young talent, a good chunk of which came over in the Juan Soto trade from San Diego. But it might be time to bring in a reliable veteran slugger to serve as model for those young players and let the rest of the baseball, let the rest of the baseball know that this team is serious about competing again. Um, I like Santander a lot. Switch hitter, had a career year last year with 44 home runs, 506 slugging, 134 OPS plus, 308 OPP. Silver slugger last year. Hits well for both sides of the plate. So, yeah, I think he'd be a very good team for the but. Another name. Let's go to the pitching side. Of course, Jack Flaherty has not been signed yet. Would love to re-sign him. Look, the logical place for Flaherty to go is Baltimore. The Orioles really need pitching, particularly when Burns leaves and he gives the next game on the list. But Orioles fans ask him how they feel about Flaherty after the brief stint when they traded for him from the Cardinals to the 2023 deadline. Let's just say it was the most impressive stint, one that didn't leave the warmest memories. The Orioles are in danger of being mostly idle during an offseason that would rather seem critical for them, but still, I can't see them going too big on Flaherty. My Tigers had a much more happier experience with Flaherty in a return. Him returning to the Tigers, paying both team and player back for a short-term investment heading into last year could make the most sense. Yeah, I'd like to see that. The Alex, they said they're done spending on because they only want to give out short-term deals, but hang on a second. Flaherty had a resurgence last year. That's what Chris Fetter does. 13-7 with a 3.17 ERA, 107 WHIP, 194 strikeouts. Helped the Dodgers win a World Series last year. Was a very part of that good team. Did I want to see him go? No, not really. But we had no idea that what was going to happen after he got traded. You go back at that trade now. Tigers got Tyler Alonso, who's switch hitting catcher, who is probably really good for this team in a while. Not instant impact, of course, no. But then you got Trey Sweeney, former first round pick by the Yankees, played last year. Dodgers number 8 prospect and Dodgers number 22 prospect. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But as much as I'd love to see the Tigers chase on Flaherty, it's not gonna happen. I said they're kind of done re-signing or signing pitchers unless they get Sasaki. I'm not gonna get into Sasaki much because I don't know much about the situation. International superstar. Every team's gonna have their own pitch to Sasaki, but we'll see what happens. Tigers have been linked to him. Kenta Maeda would probably play a big part in that. Another free agent still available, Tanner Scott. His prediction is going to the Mets now that SOTO has been nabbed. And presuming that they end up with another bat, whether it's Alonso or somebody else, or multiple somebody else's. The next empty box on the Mets checklist is bullpen help. The Mets, like everybody, could always use some of that, and Scott is the best reliever on the market, even if he doesn't prove to be quite as expensive as the Mets own Edwin Diaz. Some other teams, even in that at least, definitely need Scott, like the Phillies, but for the Mets, he's a luxury item. Unfortunately for Scott and Mets fans, this team is very much its luxury item right now. Luxury item era right now. Yeah, of course, Tanner Scott started last year off with the Marlins and then was traded to the Padres, where they helped get the Padres to the NLDS. Scott had a very good All-Star season last year. Could definitely see him landing with the Mets. Help Mets get that push what they need to get to the World Series. Next up, Teoscar Hernandez had a very, 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 very good year for the Dodgers last season, and of course, it sees them re-signing him. Seen the Tigers like to him, and doesn't make really a lot of sense. Why he was like to them, but yeah, Teoscar Hernandez last year, career high in home runs, 33 home runs, 99 RBIs. Tied his career high in stolen bases, 840 OPS. That's the second best in his career. During the COVID year when he was in Toronto. That doesn't really count though. Nothing really counted in COVID anyways. Toronto and other places Teoscar as well. It's a possibility, but wow, we're talking about teams in luxury item era. The Dodgers had a blast with Teoscar in the lineup in 2024. He, in fact, steadied the lineup during some injury-riddled stretches. He was the other free agent last offseason that few noticed, but ended up being a key player, actually, in that Dodgers title run. They will almost certainly have to go multiple years rather than one of his contract this time, but it's doubtful if they bring him back that they would regret it. Yeah, Teoscar was actually a really sneaky piece that helped the Dodgers that year. Yeah, Teoscar helped that team win it all last year, whether people don't like them or not. He was very good, had a very good resurgence year with the Dodgers with his power department. But, yeah, you know what you get with Teoscar. Pretty good, very good power hitter, very good fielder. Let's see. Haven't really heard his name thrown around yet, so we'll see what happens. Gleyber Torres up next. They have him going to Seattle. I don't really see him going back to the Yankees. The Mariners have something to do. Have to do something for their lineup. While Torres didn't turn out to be the star the Yankees thought he was going to be when they traded Aroldis Chapman for him nearly a decade ago. He's certainly an upgrade for the Mariners, who need every bat they get. Who need every bat that they can get. This is a big aquatic advantage that the Mariners have this offseason. Their lineup was feeble last year. And even an average hitter or above average hitter, just as Gleyber Torres is, certainly be an improvement for them than it would be for anyone else. Yeah, Torres has kind of fallen off a little bit. Mariners need all the help they can get. Makes a lot of sense for him. Don't have to pay a lot for him. Don't have to pay over for him. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Still a lot of good free agents. Let's see who else is in here. Pretty sure that's like also like the best big names that I've gone over. But let's go to. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Alex Cobb. 1 year, $15 million, can get up to $17 million with incentives. Cobb didn't play that much last year. Was part of the Guardians team. He was hurt a lot. 15 mil. I don't know why you signed it for that much. You didn't need to. You usually could have got him for $5 million. Do I like Alex Cobb? He's good, but if you wanted a pitcher, you could have went back. I mean, it's a 1 year deal. That's what they're looking for. He's 37 right now. He's at the back end of his career. 2-time All-Star. Ground ball pitcher. Cobb, I mean, we saw him in Game 3 of the ALDS, and he got railed. The Tigers beat the Guardians 3-0. I don't know. I'm not gonna bitch about it, but maybe Feder can do his work, make this team what it is. I don't know. I think the bigger thing with this team is you have to get Bregman. As you guys already heard, we talked about it earlier. Oh, I am really sick, am I? Whew. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. So sorry about that, guys. I'm sick. I don't want to be, but I am. Working in the cold. I hate it. I got until Monday, but who cares about me? Nobody cares about me. What was I going to? Oh yeah, Alex Cobb, bum. No, not really bum, but he had a 2.5 B WAR in his 2023 season when he was with the Giants. He's a Chris Ilitch guy, so that's probably why they signed him. Chris Ilitch knows who he is. Cobb, just 2 innings in San Francisco, had a 3.8 ERA, 3.41 FIP. Had 8.4 strikeouts per 9 innings, with nearly a full K above his career stat. He just a 6-hit shutout of the Cardinals on 109 pitches on April 24th, 2023, and went into the All-Star break that year with a 2.82 ERA. So hopefully Chris Fedor could do something and get him back to the way he was. He's a great ground ball pitcher. Certainly help in this team. I saw some guy talk about, oh, he's a number 2 starter behind Skubal. No, he's not. That would be what Sasaki would be if they ended up signing him. But you have Olsen. Job probably isn't going to start the year on the team, which sucks. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I will break any news this hour. I don't think any other free agents have signed anything else yet. Let me just look at that bobbleheads page. Jeff Passan. Not seeing anything on my end. Nope. I don't see anything else news on my lineup yet. Nope, nothing yet. Sorry guys, I don't know what the hell I was doing. But yeah. Really don't much about that. Probably gonna cut it short here soon, just because I do not feel that well. I'm going here for about 30 minutes now. A couple left. What did we do today? Well, we broke down the SOTO deal, 15 years, $765 billion. Of course, you always got to break that down. It's the largest contract in sports history. Talked about the best remaining free agents. What my team should do, what I want to do. So you get Bregman in here. You get Bregman in here. Get Goldschmidt in here. You get Kim in here. You get Yates in here. This team was one game away from making the LCS last year, and Bregman will jumpstart. He's a leader. Play with AJ Hinch. Won a World Series with AJ Hinch in Houston. Would help make an impact on this team instantly. Brag. And then that's what we get. Went over the remaining free agents: Tanner Scott, Pete Alonso, Christian Walker, Jack Flaherty, Anthony Santander. Probably by next Friday, probably a couple of these guys. Hopefully some of these guys will be signed so I can talk about it. But I was going to go another half an hour, but as you guys can tell by my voice, I am extremely sick and I feel like crap. Just don't leave, guys. I swear it's going to be an hour long every time, but this first episode's going to be only about 30 minutes just because. But before I leave, let's go over what's going on this weekend. around the sports world. This weekend, got the NFL. Got multiple games this week. You got, of course, last night, we had the Rams and Giants. Rams make their last playoff push with a 12-6 win over the San Francisco Giants. No touchdown scored for the first time this year. You got Kansas City, Cleveland, Cincinnati at Tennessee, Washington at New Orleans. Ravens 16-point favorites in New York. Carolina 3-point favorites over Dallas. You got the crappy Jets in Jacksonville. You got the Dolphins in Houston. You got Indianapolis in Denver. In the game that I will be at, Josh Allen, my fantasy quarterback, league MVP so far, playing the best team in the NFL, the 12-1 Detroit Lions. You got the Eagles. You got Pittsburgh in Eagles. It's sinking. And I'm tired a little bit. Got the Pittsburgh Steelers going to the city of brotherly love, playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Patriots head to Arizona. Tampa Bay goes to Los Angeles. And the Sunday night game is Green Bay hits Seattle. One thing I hate, 2 Monday night games. Don't know why. Money grabber. Hate this sport. Anyway, the Bears are in Minnesota, and the Falcons are in Las Vegas. Not going to put my prediction on the Lions. I think that's a game they most certainly can lose. What's going on tonight in the NBA? We have the Wizards taking on the Cavaliers. Wizards are gonna get steamrolled, but the Sixers, Indiana is in Philadelphia, so a lot of sports going inside Philadelphia this weekend. The Lakers are in Minnesota. Target Center taking out the Timberwolves. The Nets are at FedEx Forum taking out the Grizzlies. The Hornets are in Chicago. The Clippers play at the Nuggets tonight on NBA TV. The Suns play the Jazz. And Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama are in Portland and the Moda Center taking on the Trail Blazers. College football playoffs doesn't start till next week. So next Friday, we're going to get into my predictions and all sorts of stuff like that. I do truly apologize, guys, for cutting it short on episode 1, but I'm really sick. As you can tell, I don't want to keep getting up and down just to blow my nose and sort of crap like that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy today's, let's call it episode. Yeah, we'll call it episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Please subscribe if you are new. I will make this something long term. I love everyone's feedback in the comments section. But today, your host, Michigan PG. I'd like to thank everyone for joining and listening along and having a good time. Hopefully you guys had a good time. I had a good time today, of course. But thank you guys, everyone, for listening. I will see you guys next Friday. See you!